Flight Time News, here are our top stories for today. The wives of ministers and leaders of Malaysia in the organization known as Bhakti have successfully wrapped up their 12th annual charity sports competition this year. Led by Datin Paduka Sri Rosma Mansoor, the contest is set to demonstrate women empowerment. The University of Lim Kok Wing has launched the celebrations of the International Day of Tolerance on its campus on the 16th of November 2014. The celebrations were themed as Sehati Si Jiwa, One Heart, One Nation. The International Save Wild Tiger Association has conducted its annual fundraising event for saving wildlife in Kuala Lumpur this year, with its main focus being directed on protecting the highly endangered Malay tiger. And finally, the Art Expo took place in the Matrade Exhibition and Convention Center in Kuala Lumpur. The Expo has celebrated its 8th year, making it the longest-running art fair in Southeast Asia. Scoliosis, or the abnormal curvature in the spine, is a disease that affects people from all age groups. The Global Doctors Hospital in Monte Chiara is calling for a nationwide scanning of scoliosis to educate people about the dangerous disorder. These were the headlines, and the news in detail will follow soon after, right after these breaks. Welcome back. The organization of Bhakti, formed by the wives of ministers in Malaysia, has successfully conducted its annual fundraising sports competition in both badminton and bowling, where the participants in the event were the wives of the leaders themselves. The purpose of the occasion, which took place in the Putra Stadium in Bukit Jalil, was to raise awareness regarding women empowerment issues, as well as to publicize the cause of the Bhakti charity organization. Our reporter Satish Shetty was there at the event and gave us this report.
Program Dahunan Isteri Wakil Rakyat Barisan National se Malaysia 2014 kick-started today at Bukit Jalil Putra Stadium. 14 teams from across Malaysia, represented by women, the wives of various leaders, participated in the competition. The opening opening ceremony and the closing ceremony had performances from various schools across Malaysia and the Lim Kok Wing University Choir, also including the presence of the Sports Minister Khairi Jamaluddin. The Prime Minister Najib Razak was also present for the closing ceremony. The games were held over a period of 5 days, organized by Bhakti, an organization headed by Datin Paduka Seri Rosma Mansoor, wife of current Prime Minister of Malaysia Najib Razak.
I think everything went well, and we were all very, very pleased with the games, and especially Bhakti. We won against Terengganu, and this afternoon we were in the quarterfinals, and we got 5-0. I think we have portrayed that we are very disciplined. We are also very united, even though we were fighting, we were playing games against each other. But at the end of it, we are all friends, and there's no hard feeling against each other.
The message emphasized throughout the event was women empowerment and how not only the leaders but also their wives can make a difference to the society's welfare.
People in Sabah, they really appreciate badminton. If you see them, they play badminton almost every day. Every hall full of everywhere. People are just renting the place just to play badminton.
Program Tahunan Hysteria, Vakil Rakyat Barisan se Malaysia. Well, what we just saw was one of the badminton matches which just ended with the finalists playing and winning. That's the Sabah team winning the match against Bhakti team. Now this is one program where there is women empowerment encouraged across the nation, and who better than the wives of the leaders who participate in the game and encourage that. And it's not just the empowerment of women but also the health factor which is promoted using these events.
We run the tournament according to the rule and regulation general from Bhakti, and also the rule and regulation from BWF. Then when the top people, the top ladies take the initiative to play, the bottom line will come in. Then more people will involve in exercise. I think to keep fit is very good for them and good for Malaysian.
The players played with great enthusiasm and practiced a lot prior to every game. With semi-finals and the finals being the most interesting games, the defending champion Sabah had to give more than just their best to win the finals against the Bhakti team, and were able to win the championship again.
The International Day of Tolerance is an annual observance held on the 16th of November to strengthen unity and tolerance by gathering public awareness of the dangers of intolerance. This year, the Cyberjaya campus of Lim Kok Wing University of Creative Technology was the location to launch the celebrations themed as Sehati Si Jiwa, One Heart, One Nation. The campus celebrated has speakers from the Ministry Office as well as the United Nations Malaysia's coordination. The University of Lim Kok Wing has conducted its celebrations of the International Day of Tolerance, an observance that was initiated in 1995 by the United Nations. Early on that Saturday, the president of the university, Tan Sri Datu Dr. Lim Kok Wing, has received the minister in the Prime Minister's Department, Tan Sri Datuk Joseph Kerr, as well as Ms. Jonita Lords, the UN Coordination Specialist, to participate in launching the event. We are here live at the Cyberjaya campus of Lim Kok Wing University of Creative Technology, where the university has kicked off Sehati Si Jiwa, One Heart, One Nation, the theme that has been given to the celebrations of the International Day of Tolerance, which is the 16th of November 2014. The Hall of Fame in the university is where the activities of the event are taking place, starting off by a singing performance performed by the university's own choir. famous of being one of the most culturally diverse educational institutes in Malaysia, the students of the university were present to portray a picture in cultural diversity and tolerance themselves in the Hall of Fame.
Yang Berhormat Minister, we would like to inform you that as you arrived earlier, you were received by a group of international students from 140 countries dressed in their national costumes and playing the drums ensemble from different cultures and countries. This represents the unity of the people of the world in one place, clearly demonstrating the concept of one heart, one nation.
Dear friends, the United Nations International Day for Tolerance is annually observed on November the 16th to educate people about the need for tolerance in society and to help them understand the negative effects of intolerance. Today's program is part of our greater efforts to promote tolerance in our society. And I do affirm here that it is a necessity for us.
After the opening speeches, the event went on to educate the audience on the concept of tolerance by demonstrating debates and discussion panels, as well as educational films in an educational forum atmosphere.
The dimensions are as follows. The first,
just as how the past has created the world we live in today.
People came today, and it was a good opportunity for people to see how we can all learn together from different countries, different nations, and to celebrate the diversity that we have in this country. I think coming from the government, I think it was a good message to send out to all the students, and it was good for students to hear it, and even potential students who are not studying here yet. And I think it was covered by a lot of people. So people heard that message from the government, and we can all be encouraged by that.
In the end of the event, once again, the choir of Lim Kok Wing University was present to perform for the audience the closing song. Joined on the stage this time by the university's president as well as the honor guests. This was Waddah Adam reporting for Flight Time News. Back to the studio. Stay with us as more stories are up ahead right after this break. Welcome back. The Malay tiger is considered by animal experts to be one of the most endangered element species in the world. Based on this, the Wild Tigers Association has conducted a fundraiser initiative in the Majestic Hotel in Kuala Lumpur. The campaign has received universal accreditation due to the bulk amount of money that was raised for the cause. A number of royalty guests and people of interest have contributed in raising money through an auction sale that took place throughout the affair. This report has more about this. Good evening, everyone. We're here live at the Majestic Hotel in Kuala Lumpur, and what a lovely venue it is. In this venue tonight, there is an event for trying to raise awareness for the Wild Tigers Association, and especially the Malay tiger. In the event, they're trying to raise awareness by making people pay money in an auction for the association that is going to help the tigers all over the world. The Wild Tiger is an international association that has to do with protecting the wild tigers in general. And in this year, they are choosing the Malay tiger as their main focus, as the animal is wildly endangered.
I work for the Wildlife Conservation Society. Our major work involves working with a bunch of collaborators, the Forest Department, the Wildlife Department, the other NGOs, to save wildlife and wild places. Our work is very much dependent not just on a working relationship with our partners, but also funds that are contributed by donors, and tonight these funds would be from all of you.
Well, I think it's fantastic. It's been very well done. You know, it's a fantastic audience, fantastic entertainment. Food's been great, lovely location, and the cause is amazing. And I think it's you know, I certainly wasn't aware as to just where we are with wild tigers. So the movies and everything else have been very compelling. So I think they've done a fantastic job so far, and I certainly didn't realise just how serious the situation was. So it's been very good.
So we've got not just Malaysians, but we've got people from the UK, we've got people from Singapore, Hong Kong. It's actually Save Wild Tigers who come together and brought everyone together so that we raise money to go towards conservation efforts.
The main purpose of the event, of course, was the auction, where so many valuable items were sold, as for all the profits would return to saving the wild tigers.
The starting bid for this is 5,000 ringgit, £1,000. Do we have any?
Well, Save the Tigers is something that I think reaches out to the hearts of most people. They're a beautiful animal. All of us have known about the tigers. Yes, the auction was great. Lots of money was raised. There were some good bids for and having been at various tiger events and bid for certain things at the auction as well, I think it's been a wonderful evening.
The night was also full of entertainment segments with lots of VIP musicians and performers from all over the world.
My name is Maria Sasha Khan, and I'm a ballerina. I performed 2 solos, one called La Monotonia, which is a piece that was choreographed to music composed by Hidayat Inayat Khan. He's a very well-known composer, and so I thought it was a perfect piece for this event, and the composer is a very dear mentor as well. In the end, the event was widely successful, and it was credited and praised by many people as it has raised big sums of money for its cause.
I would say this is a very good event because wild tigers back then, it was like 100,000 wild tigers all around the world. But now we have only 3,000 wild tigers left. So this event is a charity event where they are selling the crystal tiger head to get money and to save the wild tigers shelter in Asian countries.
We only have 3,000 left, and that's pretty crazy how much nobody knows about it.
So this was the wrap-up for the event. I leave you with some music segments with the American jazz singer John Bobley. And for now, this is Wadda Had. I'm reporting for Fly Times. Back to the studio. The Art Expo Malaysia has completed its 8th occurrence in 2014. The expo took place at the Matrade Exhibition and Convention Center, where the art lovers and enthusiasts gathered on to show their proudest pieces of work. Regular art visitors have praised the size of the gallery and the quality of the work that has been created this year. Our very own reporter Tanisha Dumore was present at the gallery and provided us with this report.
The Art Expo Malaysia, AEM, celebrates its 8th year in 2014 as the longest-running art fair in Southeast Asia, a rainbow package of art from the East and West at Matrade Exhibition and Convention Center, Kuala Lumpur. The main honorable guest for the Art Expo grand launching was the royal patron Duli Yang Teramat Mulia Tuanku Syed Faizuddin Putra Ibni Tuanku Syed Sirajuddin Jamalulail, Crown Prince of Perlis, Malaysia. Duli Yang Teramat Mulia Tuanku Hajah Lailatul Syahrin Akashah Khalil, Crown Princess of Perlis, Malaysia. Datuk Mahathir Lokman as the Chairman, National Visual Arts Development Board of Malaysia, and Datuk Sim Tiak Chu, the founder and organizing chairman at Art Expo Malaysia. It was all started in 2007 as Art Expo Malaysia, being the largest and most significant international art event in Malaysia, has made a strong presence in the Asian art fair circuit. It coincides with Ministry of Tourism and Culture objectives in the effort of promoting art tourism, and together, such effort would place Kuala Lumpur as an international art hub here in Southeast Asia, attracting foreign art lovers and collectors to visit the Art Expo.
So this is one of our biggest events, the Art Expo Malaysia, which has the participation of 70 art galleries in Malaysia and also 31 galleries from around the world. So altogether, 70 plus 31 is 101 galleries. So I'm very, very happy that the government has embarked on this event for the past 5 years. And this is the first time that the National Visual Arts Gallery is involved, and it is our duty to push the level of Malaysian artists to a very international standards.
Artists and public from all around the world are here to see and discover these art pieces from various countries.
Oh, it is my great pleasure and honor to be the artist representing Belgium in the Art Expo 2014. I'm very, very proud, and it's really an experience for me to create collections just for the expo. Well, since I'm representing Belgium, I thought the subject is Belgium, the cultures, the events, the activities, and the way of life, and the traditions of Belgium.
I'm really excited to be here. It's my first time in Kuala Lumpur and the first time I see Asian art live, so I'm very excited. This is actually my very first because I came to visit Singapore, and we're just here very briefly. My brother went to see the tennis, and I'm an artist, so I wanted to come to see art.
The 5th edition of China Pavilion Art Expo Malaysia 2014, which is also happening at the same time, is to showcase more towards the Chinese traditional arts, such as the paintings and writings using brush. Art Expo Malaysia promotes Malaysia art in an international art platform, promoting local galleries and artists worldwide.
Art has become a big thing in modern lifestyle today. In many developed societies such as London, New York, and Paris, art is also a major tourist attraction, especially with packaged exhibition of superstar artists by showcasing their unique styles and technique. Many countries took part in this 8th International Art Expo Malaysia 2014 by showcasing their art piece. This exhibition will be open from the 25th until 28th of September from 10:30 a.m. until 7:30 p.m. and it is admission free. For more information, You can visit their official website at www.artexpomalaysia.com. I'm Tanisha Kaur reporting live for Flight Times.
You're still with us here in Flight Time News. More news are up and coming right after this break.
Only one life, let's live it in harmony. We live in this wonderful world. Let's make a change. Let's make a stand. We gotta make a stand. Must be together as one. Let us be strong. Let us be free. We have only one life. Let's live in harmony. Live in this wonderful world. Let's heal the world. We have only one life. Let's live it in harmony. We live in this wonderful world. Let's heal the
The deformation of the spine is a very common disease. The illness that has escalated in recent years due to the increased usage in electronic gadgets. The Global Doctors Hospital in Monte Chiara is calling for a nationwide scanning of scoliosis to educate people about the dangerous disorder that it is. Our reporter Amir Ibrahim was there at the hospital and came up with this report.
As we move into a modern digital era, we are very fortunate to be given the gifts of what technology has given to us. However, with one of those gifts comes a certain ailment called scoliosis. Scoliosis is a deformation in the spinal cord which can cause it to curve unnaturally. Where in the past, scoliosis used to be very common in those 40s and above, it has become increasingly rising in numbers to those young as 12 years old, especially with the heavy use of tablets, phones, and laptops. I am here live at Global Doctors Hospital, and we're going to learn more about scoliosis from the experts.
Modern technology nowadays, and everybody constantly on iPads, iPhones, kids constantly playing. There's been a massive increase in neck problems and low back problems, and not purely musculoskeletal problems, but serious complications like slip discs. Whereas in the past you'd only see that in people over 40. Now I think the youngest I've seen is 16 years old with a massive slip disc. So it's becoming more and more prevalent the more sedentary we become. The best thing you can do, try limit the time you spend on these machines.
The facilities at Global Doctors Hospital not only help treat scoliosis, but also strengthens other muscles to ensure a speedy recovery.
I'm Dr. Nick Bowden. I'm a chiropractor based in Monte Chiara. Scoliosis is a curvature of the spine. There are many different forms of scoliosis. The commonest one we see in Malaysia is called adolescent idiopathic scoliosis. What that means in English is that this is scoliosis that occurs when you start to grow. It's 10 times more common in girls than boys, and usually starts at the age of about 9 in girls and about 10 or 11 in boys. It starts as a curvature of the spine, so instead of the spine being nice and straight, it starts to curve. It's very difficult to pick up unless you really look for it because it occurs without pain traditionally. So it's not something that you would complain to your mum or your dad about, or your child would say, I have pain, well, therefore you have scoliosis. That's not the case. The way that we pick scoliosis up is through a national scoliosis screening program, which currently does not exist in Malaysia. What happens is we get patients or students to bend over with their hands together, and we use a device called a scoliometer to run along the spine. So it is important to educate parents, teachers and the community about how to check for scoliosis. If you or a family member suffer from scoliosis, make sure that you get your cousins, your sisters, etc. to get screened as well.
Now, one of the issues that we have in our society is related to musculoskeletal, and that meaning to say it's to do with your joints, with your bones, and also with your muscles. And most of the time, we always feel all the aches and pains, and that is when we actually seek for a physiotherapist.
Scoliosis is a growing concern in Malaysia with very little awareness. With all age groups being so exposed to technology, it is actually up to us to take care of our own body. Now that you heard from the expert, it is time for you to take action. I'm Amira, reporting live from Mont Kiara, and back to studio.
So these were our top stories for today, and before we end our news, here's a recap of the top stories that we covered. The wives of the ministers in Malaysia have made an organization called Bhakti and teamed up together to form a badminton competition to raise awareness for the women empowerment issues. The University of Lim Kok Wing has guested the minister from the ministry office as well as from the United Nations office in Malaysia to come and join the celebrations of the International Tolerance Day that they called Sehati Sijiwa, which means one heart, one nation. The International Save Wild Tigers Association has conducted its conference for saving wild tigers in Kuala Lumpur this year, and their main focus being on the Malay tiger, because the Malay tiger is being one of the most endangered animals in the world right now, so their main focus is pushed towards saving it. And finally, scoliosis is considered by many to be a very dangerous disease, as it is affecting people, not only old people, but even younger people. So, these were our top news for today. My name is Waddah Adam, and on behalf of me and everyone in the Flytime studio here in Cyberjaya, I would like to thank you for watching.